welcome back to another video, and today I would like to jump back into the Batmobile in Gravity Sketch. So there was the fin that I left off on the last video, and I was just kind of poly modeling back and forth on that, so I'll continue on that to get that fleshed out. Go ahead and select it, and we'll just kind of go from there. I almost want to turn off in my settings vertical lock. Well, we can just kind of rotate this around a little bit better. So now I can actually turn the Batmobile as I need. I can actually start modeling in here. So let's get in here and see what we can do. I was having to extrude my face, so that's what I was going to do here. If I could get this a little bit bigger. Change the face and extruding out, and then I'm just snapping things back into where they go. Let's see what we got. Turn on my snap. Go into here. These are snapping too well. Either I need to delete the face and push that back. Let's see what happens with that. Turn this off. Let's go back a few steps. Snapped anything else but itself. Not sure what changed on this. There we go. Faces. Sometimes the best thing to do is just kind of keep going. Don't even think about where you're going with this program. I'm always on one side of like trying to figure it out, and then on another side just saying I'll get back to it in a minute. I'll figure this out. It's no different than any other 3D program, and a lot of times just keep going forward. Just like any other video that I made with this car, still kind of going forward and going from there. Let's see if I can get this wing. Oh, too much snap. I want the face. Let's see if I can get this down there. Up. So we got something to work with. So that's done. Not too painful. We saw a little bit of struggle with figuring out the program, but at the same time, like I said, I want you to see that yeah, there's gonna be a little struggle, and that's okay, because we'll figure it out. There's just one problem at a time. Figure out what what you want to do with it and go from there. It should be okay. You just got to go in thinking that no matter what, we're going to figure this out, and it doesn't matter if this program says no. We're gonna figure out some way around it. So we got fins. Let's go back to the edit points. We're going to turn on subdivision modeling. See what we can do. And you can see right here I have a little bit of an issue, so let's turn this off. I think whenever I did this last time, I actually didn't create it with the opening. So what we can do, just remove some of these and go from there. Just gotta think of it like building blocks and grabbing things and just going from one point to another. And that's really what it comes down to, just patience and moving forward with it. Let's see. So we'll snap this to the inside here. Snap that. And I'm not sure how this looks on camera with the viewport, but I'm trying not to move it's too crazy, so it's not too disorienting for whoever's watching this video. So turning on subdivision, now we're going to put edge loops on the edge to actually kind of give it the crease that it needs. So we're going to go bigger, and we'll put like a little edge loop here. See it? Crease that edge. As long as it loops all the way around, it should be okay. Let's make it a little bit tighter. It's kind of tricky if you pull the trigger halfway and then pull the trigger all the way. You can slide it as you need. So there you go. The back part of it's looking a little bit cleaner. I could probably pull this edge loop here down. So let's go to the loop and turn on loops and see if it doesn't grab everything. And then we're going to grab this and push it down. And we'll do the same for this right here. We'll just grab this and a little bit closer. That way they're a little bit more pointed on the end. So there you go. We got the fins, wings at the back for the Batmobile. I had an idea. I wanted to kind of mimic this look about right here to kind of give it a little bit different profile. So what I'll do is probably cut it, push it down to kind of give it a little bit of that effect. And then we'll just break these down into pieces. And these little loops, I'm just gonna push back like little vents. Turn this off. So now you can kind of see. I'm wondering if I should do more like that, but I like the less is more kind of thing. You can kind of go this route, keep it up a little bit. I might need to push that back, but you get the idea. So now, when you look at it, you kind of got like a little bit more between the Tim Burton whenever the shell came on. But it's a little bit of blend of both. That way it's kind of got continuity of this to there. That way you got a little similarities. I'll just go with that. And we can crease out the pieces that we need. So we'll go into our little hammer, the tool. We'll go to crease, and then we'll just crease these little pieces. Reach in there. Let's see how that works. I might need an extra edge loop, so let's go ahead and crease it anyway. Just go forward. We'll figure it out in a minute. about VR is that you're having to reach around instead of using a computer to navigate, and you're just sometimes you're fighting it, sometimes you're not. Turn that off, maybe. Oh, it's little subdivisions in there. Let's go ahead and give it a edge cut. We'll just or loop. And we'll pull this up. One cut. Did it do it? I don't think it did. Right there. And right there. No, that's more what I wanted. Let's go ahead and grab this shell. Pull some of these vertices back. If I can grab. I might be able to. That's what I can see what I'm doing. Let's go to vertices, and we got the snap right here, but I don't see a division. I think it's just subdivided as it is, so we're gonna add some loops here. Push this back. Wait, there's no intersecting polygons. And push this back, and then push that to fit. Yes. Let's go ahead and select this down. See what we got. Probably need to start modeling that part too. But it would be kind of interesting to have like a little breakdown in between here. So let's see what we can do. Let's go to faces and see what we can come up with. I'm thinking probably just extruding out these points to give it a kind of reads a little bit more. This style, somehow that style is kind of pulling through each individual part, so we're just gonna go with it. Let's see how that looks. Looks like I had an extra subdivision in there that I didn't expect to have. But it might work. I think we'll just push this one down and we'll angle it up. We'll grab these vertices up. Kind of give it a little bit more definition. So now when I look at it, you can see the back. It's kind of a interesting shell. I don't know if that works, so we'll leave it for now and continue on. It's the only way you kind of really do any kind of 3D modeling or anything like that. Just refine and go. Now, do I need this? Guessing I'm gonna need something to bridge this gap to that. So let's kind of leave that for now. It kind of works, but I'd really like some kind of like connection in this point. And that's what I'm gonna have to do here. I might have to actually connect this to that, or just shell it out and put it in a 3D program and go from there, because now those aren't going to work because I'm going to need a bit more refining. doesn't work, does it? There's something out here. There's something kind of going on. I can kind of get out of this shape. I can start to refine this a little bit more. And, these little vertices look like they broke. Something copied. There's a push the wrong button. So let's see if I can grab one of them, and I did. So let's get to the editing of this. Go ahead and put some points for that. So with the mirrored, I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to eliminate half of this model. That's what it's looking like. It's trying to see the other side, so let's just go ahead and let's not fight it. Let's just roll with it. And then we can turn on this mirrored. That should work. So right there. And let's turn on this subdivision. Let's do it as a poly loop. This Batman is kind of angled, right? Now what's up with that thruster in here? That should work too. I might go ahead and start that and get it knocked out, but let me fix something here. There's a few things that I see. It's almost like it's not welding, but I'll figure that out. Probably just needs an edge coupe. There you go. I fixed that. So, kind of blocking it in. You can kind of see what's going from here to there. And again, I'm not really getting too crazy. I'm just trying to model whatever I can within this little time frame that I got every day. I like this program. It's fun. And I'm going to kind of get better at it. So the only way you can get better at these programs is just kind of do what you can the time that you got. So in carrying these details over, I might just kind of go with that. Might snap this in a little bit more, carry stuff back and forth. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this junk. Not junk, but they were outlines to start with, and I don't need them now. So let's go ahead and get some of this blocked in and blocked out. You can kind of see that I had some more modeling in here too. I'm not sure what that went to. You can grab this. You can actually probably snap this to center. That way it's not so much of a big deal with that center engine part, and we can kind of go from there. Carrying on, let's go under the hood, and everything looks snapped. It's kind of chaotic when you look at it like this, but let's find that a little too display for Batman on top of the hood. Give him a readout inside of a readout. So maybe I'm going to start breaking this up, start cutting this and giving a little more of that edge loop look. There, kind of carrying over that style from front to back. I really want more definition on this piece. So what I might do is go ahead and go to the crease. Let's go ahead and see what crease does. Just kind of give some what I was looking for originally. A little bit better. Something like that. And maybe I need to crease this like that and down the middle, but I don't know if that's going to be. I like that it's kind of rounded, so we'll go back and forth with this. Let's see what this does. And subdivide. We might have to do the same from the front to the back to kind of give it that same style, because if I go down, yeah, but I like that creasing right here, so we'll go with that. Would be cool if there was an isolate button, just like some programs. You can press isolate and it'll show only selected. I know there's layers, but there's always pretty cool to be able to just select. Let's see, I don't want this here. And what I might do is delete this edge loop. See if I can select edge loops. Face loops, I guess is what it's called, right? Loop cut. Let's go to loop. Okay. Let's see. Auto select loops, and that's a face loop. So let's go with that route. we can just connect things. So as you watch, I, I'm still new to this program, but they all kind of translate in the same kind of world of 3D. People would always say, if you know one program, usually learning the next one isn't as bad. It's like learning an instrument. You know an instrument, and you can actually learn a little bit quicker knowing music theory or whatever goes along with the instrument and chords and progressions and stuff. So let's go ahead and crease all these. Crease tool is cool. I enjoy it. Part of this is just to kind of show that we all learn. I'm learning. I'm always learning. But that doesn't mean to stop. We just keep going forward. And once I master this program a little better, I'll be a little bit faster than what you see. I won't have to be struggling so much and getting what I need out of it. That's looking real similar to that now, so let's go ahead and push subdivision. Let's go to loop cut. Moving some vertices. Moving vertices is what we do. It might work. That could work. We could actually take this edge loop out and just see what it does. Too far. Maybe. I think I killed my edge loops on that, so let's go ahead and crease it again. Or am I creasing them? That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. Killed my creases. There we go. A little bit of a shell, something going on there. Let's turn off this and see what's going on. Crease these faces and turn on. There you go. Fix that. So we're getting there. I'm debating of actually keeping the geometry where it is, but at the same time I want to how do you say it, I'll probably bring it into a 3D program and just shell out parts so that they're actually divided along the edges, because this is not something I need right here. And then get these edges as close as I can get them to each other. Now I might make them one and just divide them afterwards. That could be interesting. Just bridging these two together. But even if I put a shell modifier in the program, it'll kind of bridge that gap. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's kind of keep going forward. This needs a little attention because it's not really what I want. This is where parts where I'll be welding together these two areas together. His lights should be coming about right there, so you can actually get some illumination. We'll just kind of get them close and then start cutting in. See where we're at right there. You could probably get a low light right here and then just go from there. So we can crease that. We'll crease it up higher. We'll go with the extrusion back. So now you kind of got something to work with. And again, I can go back to the crease tool and crease these pieces out. I've always been in the habit of putting extra edge loops in my modeling because that's just years of habit. But trying to get into the creasing, it kind of helps. So we kind of got a little headlight that I can actually extrude in and out. Let's go to loop cut and push this over. There you go. Got some lights. I don't know if I wanted to cut it just to where it has a little bit opening or continue it down. We might go this route. Delete some faces. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix things here and there, but that's not too bad. It's all fixable. And part of this is just the fun of it too, right? Just having fun with it. We'll crease that in a minute. Turn this off so we can actually see what we're doing. Snap, snap. And then we kind of got something a little bit more inset. And then when we turn on subdivisions, go to the tool, crease. Boom. I can't see it. Boop, boop. There you go. We got a light kind of in there. I got something missing. What's missing? One crease. And then there you go. And some vertices that are not happy. Something's going on there. Let's see what we got. Let's go to our vertices. Let's see what's going on here. So that's there. And we'll just kind of push these things a little bit closer. So a lot of times you get triangulation with models as we go along, and this is where pretty much you'll do an edge loop and just avoid this whole mess. My hand will be steady. I wish there was a way to, it's almost easier just to pull the trigger instead of dragging it. Now let's do this. So more faces, happier polygon geometry stuff, and just smooth things out a little bit. So let's grab some of this and go from there. And I'd like to actually take this in another program and just start doing some cuts and slices, but it's kind of missing some kind of detail that would go somewhere along here. These go along. I guess he's got signal lights so he can let people know he's going to turn, do a bat turn. So I probably would add like a bumper area as a separate piece. Go from there. And we'll go ahead, crease that out. Just a little bit more defined. But yeah, a separate piece could go all the way across, and he's got a bumper, a low bumper. So he wouldn't build it all as one, unless he just, maybe I guess he is Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. So, getting most of it in, blocked in, going. I don't like this. let's just start taking it apart and rebuilding what we have. This is okay. It's okay to start over. Sometimes you gotta do it, because now that you look at it, there's something going on here. It's going. We'll just start connecting pieces as we go, and go from there. Just start colliding stuff. You gotta watch vertices though as you do this, so I'm gonna do it piece by piece. I don't want it to weld too hard. Need hotkeys for my vertices. I guess we can just close this off and build off of that and just see what comes of it. Nothing wrong with that. We'll just start to seal up stuff and kind of move along. And see, that almost, you could already see shapes are coming forth. And we'll go ahead and edit this real quick. I don't know if we need an edge loop here, but we can probably get rid of that and drag this down or up or around. And edge loops turned off, and push this forward. And then we can actually snap this and snap it to other vertices to where we need it. That also helps. Don't forget it's there. And I almost wish you could slide along faces, but it's okay. Let's just kind of go with it. You can see right here, we can add an edge loop and turn on snaps, and there you go. Same thing here, we can actually just start building it out. There you go. And it might be a little bit more tedious process to kind of connect these faces to the other one, but now look at it. You can actually start to see what's coming along. Turn off this subdivision, turn it down just a tad so we can see shape. And something's going on there. I don't know. Got a little bit of a Batmobile, but let's just kind of look at some references of what we got. Let's see. We're gonna kind of compare, but you got the angular look from the front here, but also we kind of pulled from the little grill faces too. So it's a little bit of back and forth along the way going forward, and I really want to get this piece figured out of building it out. But we'll get there. We'll eventually push forward and go along and figure something out. Maybe for this, let's go ahead and edit this out. Look at that. Had some faces that I didn't need, and probably built a glass around them so we can go from there. Let's go ahead and wrong button. I wonder if I can detach a face. I don't see a detach, but we can figure this out. Let's go with we'll just start going with creating a surface. Let's go with that. Let's see what we can do. Wrong button. And I grab that. guessing that's not going to be low poly with this, and then surface from spline. Okay. Surfaces. Looks like it created something here too, but let's go ahead and get rid of that. Vert. Okay. Snap 2. Get this on. Build this out. What's cool that I saw, you can go to your layers, and I'll make a new layer, and I'll call this class. And yes, and then this can be put in here, and then actually kind of go on with that, and we can also probably change the color to a little bit more that, and give it a reflection. And that way it's, and that's what I've also seen where people were creating glass in here, this program. So it's pretty cool. Just kind of moving along. I'm gonna turn on my snap so I can actually see what we're doing. Go from here. We'll just snap it along. Snapping along vertices and going along. Probably put an extra one here. Snap there. Or that's probably not a good idea. I'm just gonna grab this, snap, snap. And you can already see that something's not right with the glass. We need to kind of make it a little bit more rounded, and that's a good thing. We needed to do this, so we'll figure that out as we go. Snapping, and this will be snapped down the middle, and turn it on mirrored. And look at that. Something isn't centered. So that's not centered in the middle, so we're gonna have to fix that. I'll probably delete it out and center it back on itself, but that's still it's fine. Snap and snap. Do an edge loop, glass. If we look at it from the side, we might need to push Batman back. We're going to push this back. You can start to see things start to shape up a little bit more, a little bit better. And that roof, I'm not liking. So, do we either fix it? Doesn't really make too big of a difference, but let's turn this snaps off and turn off mirrored. Something with the alignment of the roof kind of messed up. So let's just move it out the way a little bit and let's just see what happens with the alignment. So we turn on mirrored. It's mirrored locally. That's interesting that it has a actual center to itself, but changing the pivot of it is going to be a little bit more difficult if I don't know where it's at. And most programs will give you a pivot point for an object, but I don't know where the one pivot point in here is, because you can actually see that it is locking down on that. So maybe let's bake it and then do this, because apparently there's something there. And mirror, and there you go. I don't know how sometimes some of these programs are all similar. Well, I do know how they're similar, but like it's something that you would do in another program. You're like, I wonder if this would work, and you're like, oh, it did work. The whole fighting of making something work. And this loop I don't like. I'm gonna take that out. I know. Something about it isn't reading to me, and let's turn on snap and go to start editing these points. And I don't know where that vertex is going. Let's knock this down. Start simplifying this. Let's go a little bit basic and then build back up. There we go. So now I can start pushing things back. And this is where I can probably do one of those cuts that I did, kind of like to the other ones, the little fin style. Just dragging it in. Probably won't do it that way. I'll probably just push this. And we'll see what that does. We're not stuck on the idea of one way of doing this. It's just trying to get some ideas flowing. But it's about near the end of this video. I'm trying to get a little bit more detail going on, but it's kind of like back and forth. Since that's not an edge loop, it's not going to cut. It's trying to fight that. Look at that. So some of these vertices are going to need to be cleaned up. I'll probably just end up having to do snap into and just going from there. Four sides, snap to this side, and then we can just probably add edge loops. Edge loop. Edge loop. Kind of works a little bit more, but still. fighting it. So it's about near the end of this video. I'm still trying to get a good ground of where I want it to be. Get something a little bit more solid. But I'll need to play with it a little bit more, try to get some kind of concept of the roofing there. Let's turn off the let's see, yeah. Sorry, I just kind of got lost in my thoughts, but yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it and figuring out where I want to go with this. But you can start to see Batmobile starting to get built out a little bit more. Need the little engine under the intake right here and just little things, but we got glass on it. We kind of got a cartoony looking Batman car. We might flesh this out later on and flesh this out and start putting stuff, and that might be where I go back to the drawing board of just kind of adding in details and just kind of saying I want this to be here and just something to here. It just depends, but get the idea. There's mistakes along the way as designing goes, or modeling, or learning a program. So it's a fun thing, a fun process. But I hope it was entertaining, if anything, or even informative. If I did anything that I've learned along the way to make something a little bit easier. But appreciate you watching and hope you have a good day. Thanks.